Hey y'all. All right, it's good to be here today. I am in my living room. Obviously, a different spot. There, my husband had his kiddo and her boyfriend over to play Dungeons and Dragons. So it was near my lady lair area where I do all my uh, podcasts and stuff. Not podcasts, but videos. So, yeah, I'm just here today, and it'll be interesting to see what you all see in my background that I really don't pay attention to anymore. Okay, so today, so since I am upstairs, um, we're right by the window, so I hope, there might be some dogs barking. It's like, oh, there's a kitty cat. That's Wilson. And that's Beer. Right there. Oh, yeah. Um, so we may hear some dogs barking. It's like 70 degrees in St. Louis right now. It's sunny. It's gorgeous outside. So we don't have to be perfect, and that's okay if we aren't. Okay, so what we are going to be doing for shadow work for the next 7 weeks, each Saturday, is to be going through the tarot diagnosis. We're going to be going through their shadow work guide. So I have linked that website in the comments, so you can go ahead and work along with me, us, whatever. So they created this. This is their deal. I just think it would be really helpful to go through for the next 7 weeks. And it's not, it's 2 cards. Okay. It's 2 cards that we're going to be pulling. So if you choose to not want to watch this entire video, I completely understand. You can I will be posting the pictures of each card and then the oracle card. So what we're going to be doing, so for day 1 is what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? This is going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to pull 3 sets of 2 cards that will answer these questions. And again, if you go to the tarot diagnosis, and you can find them on Instagram, and I think they're on Facebook too, or go to their website. You can get this wonderful, awesome guide and print it out yourself and follow along. So we're going to do 3 sets of those cards, and then to figure out how we can work through them, I'm working on getting a better feeling for Anatomy of a Witch Oracle, cards for the Body, Mind, and Spirit by Laura Tempest Zakroff. And so we're going to be pulling these. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I haven't quite figured out how to use this deck, but I think this might be a good way to work on that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 sets of 2 cards. What do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? Okay. All right, here's one of them. So I'm just putting them face down. Oops. This is 2. I feel like this is 2. And is this the 3rd one? Yeah. I don't feel like it. Okay, I'll pull this one for the 3rd one. Okay, so we have the 3 sets of the 2 cards. So now I'm going to pull the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. I'm going to pull 3 of those cards to figure out what best would go with these 3 sets that are still face down. Okay. All right, so here's that one, also face down. Oh, okay, well, that decision was made for me. Because 2 of them popped out. Okay, and we're gonna see how long those dogs bark before. Okay, so we got 2 and 3. See if I need to close that window. Okay, sir, we have, let me just scoot these over so I don't get them confused. So for set 1, do you feel like set 1 is calling you? Do you feel like set 2 is calling you? Or do you feel like set 3 is calling you? I feel like it's set 1 or 3 for me. I feel like it's 3, which is interesting because I wasn't quite sure if I needed to shuffle that one more. Okay, so I got set 3. Go ahead and take a second to figure out if set 1 is the one you need, if set 2 is the message that you need, or set 3 is the message that you need. And the question again is, what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? And this is a handmade mug that I bought from Shameless Grounds. If you are ever in the St. Louis area, they are right off 55 at Arsenal, and they're an excellent sex-positive coffee shop, and they have really, really good food. Okay. Okay, so I chose set 3. So we are going to turn the tarot cards over first. So for it's interesting that I chose set 3 because my card usually is the devil, and that's set 1. Okay, so what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? This is interesting. So the first one is the devil, and the second one is the 4 of Wands. So what I would think that this would mean is that like we have something is binding us to some sort of character trait that maybe we are not happy about, some sort of judgment, some sort of maybe what am I thinking of here? Like contempt prior to investigation, something like that. And that would help us like not get to here. And I feel like we are being judgmental about people that are here, people that have a happy relationship with one another, people that are blossoming, people that are getting married and celebrating. Maybe we have been conditioned by family or whatever in this card, right? By like I said, character defects, character traits that we don't like, things that we are bound or connected to that we cannot get away from. And those character traits, or some people call them trauma reactions, something like that. It is like causing us to not be able to have this. So what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? And it could be that like we fear relationships, we fear having celebrations and maybe finding someone that works really well with us. It's so interesting because this one I feel like would have definitely been me before I got sober. is really fucking interesting, actually. Okay, so how can we move through that? So then we have the serpent. Okay. I don't even know. You can kind of see that, I guess. All right, and again, this is from the Guide for the Embodied Witch, Anatomy of an Witch Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff. And we are going to go to the serpent. Okay. I'm going to try and find, where is this best? Oh, that's good. Okay. The serpent. All right. Description. A powerful, verdant serpent undulates before us, forked tongue tasting the air as it surveys future paths. Consider. Cradled within your pelvis is a serpentine energy. Let me start over. Cradled within your pelvis, a serpentine energy is coiled, biding its time. The most primal part of ourselves, the serpent, guides us to strengthen our powers of intuition and protection. As we trace its spiraling coils, we discover the healing mysteries of creativity and transformation. Through the wisdom of the serpent, we learn how to shed our skins, soak up the sun when we need to rest, and strike when in danger. There is nothing to fear here. This is an integral part of your path, the wild part of you that has always been there and has never forgotten magic. The path ahead will have its curves and shifts, and you'll move right along with it. Keywords are primal self, intuition, creatrix. I didn't even realize that was a word. That's okay. All right. The prescription is learn to trust your gut. Practice both stillness and movement. For stillness, focus on your breath. Relax. Quiet your mind and body. Take in the world around you without reacting. Just watch. Then begin to move slowly and be sensuous and present. Focus on how it feels to gently move and stretch different parts of your body. Breathe. All right, so I feel like, to me, what these three cards represent is, let's see, what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? And I feel like this is saying, like, right now, like, we are living in our, like, our character traits that we don't enjoy, or we are seeing other people in their character traits that we don't enjoy because we are in them as well, or we have them. And we also really are not, like, we get really fucking judgy and shitty towards people if, like, they are celebrating something good, if they are celebrating a new time, if they are rejoicing in some way. And then how we can combat that would be the serpent. And to me, from what we just read, that would mean to just take a few breaths, to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and basking in the sun, to make sure that we are like shedding that old skin and rejuvenating, that we are making sure that, like, we realize we are not, like, without everything else, like, we, the serpent, could not exist. Yeah. So I think actually that went pretty. Yeah. And also, like, this is interesting because it does say the most primal part of ourselves, the serpent, guides us to strengthen our powers of intuition and protection. And so that's interesting because, like, protection against, I mean, it could be protection against ourselves and intuition with others. To maybe we have struggled in the past with being in shitty, unsafe relationships. And that's why we don't like seeing it in other people, right? But that could be because we are not doing the things we need to do to protect ourselves. We are not listening to our intuition. And that's what the serpent is saying that we need to start doing. Talks about transformation, shedding our skins. Yeah. And to remember, like, learn to trust your gut, practice both stillness and movement. And then the path ahead will have its curves and shifts, and you'll move right along with it. And I feel like we can start doing that when we start getting help for the things that bind us to these difficult things that we want to shed, right? Which would also connect to the serpent, so we can have like happy relationships with whomever. Okay, so let's go to number 2. So number 2, the first card is Judgment. Okay. Let's see. So what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? So that would be Judgment. Oh, sorry. Is the first card. And then the second one, is the Hierophant. So whoever picked number 2, I'm wondering if you have some like big life shit going on right now. Just like important life stuff. Okay. So Judgment, I'll hold this up. So this one for me is about change as well, just like the Tower or Death. I feel like this change is like, since everybody is like naked and holding their hands up to the sky and like they're looking up to the angel, I feel like they are willing participants in this change. They are saying like, I am embracing this and I am ready to move forward with this. And it is like my interpretation of this tarot deck that when we have like naked people or naked people on the cards, that represents like we are safe to be vulnerable. So that is what I am seeing out of this card, is like, it is time to change. It is time to like be rebirthed with something new. Okay. So the next one is the Hierophant, right? So this one is all about like we have to do like 1, 2, 3, and 4 things, and we have to do them in order to have the experience that we want. So I'm going to use the 12-step program for an example, because that is something that is, to me, is like embodies the Hierophant. Because it's also my interpretation that the Hierophant is all about like the dogma of stuff, right? So like in 12-step programs, it is suggested that you work the steps in order. You get a sponsor, you work them in order, step 1 through 12. And you have to do it that way. You have to get like I said, a sponsor. You have to build a fellowship around you, get a home group, get a service position. And once you do that, you can have like a true 12-step experience, no matter what 12-step group you're in. So, but we have to do those things to have that experience. So to me, that is the Hierophant. Okay, so let's see. What do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? And I'm wondering, like, if we are judging people because they are having positive changes in their lives, because they are following steps, whatever those steps are, to have that change. Maybe we are seeing that in people that we don't like. Not that in people that we don't like, but this is what we are seeing in people that we fear in ourselves. Yeah, I think that this one, yeah, I mean, and who knows why we fear it, right? Like maybe we were brought up in a religion that we have some resentments against, and we see other people who are actually, this is really fucking interesting because tomorrow is Easter. And like this is too much, y'all. Right? So like Oh shit. Okay. That's so fucking funny. Okay. I'm just going to stop there because that was like solid. Okay, so how can we work through this? And that is the witch's braid. So I'm going to read this one. Okay. All right, so how can we best work through this Judgment and Hierophant card? So we pulled the witch's braid. All right, so description. A length of hair and some strands of fiber have been braided into a rope that features 3 embellished stations of knots, adorned feathers, beads, twigs, buttons, and bells. Consider braids bring together disparate elements to create something new and unified. A witch ladder is a traditional folk magic practice where a spell is constructed from knotted cord or braided hair. Charms, feathers, and other items are knotted or braided in with specific magical intention to create a cord. The number of knots, braided elements, and charms varies depending on the tradition and purpose, with 3, 9, and 13 knots being the most common. In some traditions, every knot stores power, holding the spell until it might need to be undone. Our desire to braid and knot can also reflect our need to control a situation. Sometimes we just need to let our hair down, be free and loose, and let go of the need to control. Keywords are intertwine, weave, hold fast. The prescription is to help gain control over a situation, work a braid into your own hair. If hair isn't an option, braid or knot embroidery floss into a bracelet or anklet to wear. Consider the color, materials, and size carefully and maintain your focus as you work. Be specific and intentional about your choices. So I really like this one because I feel like it goes well with the Judgment and the Hierophant card. Because I feel like these two are very these two are things that we do together, right? Like if you celebrate Easter, like, that is the rising of Jesus, right? The rebirth of him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then, right, the Hierophant, like if we would want to partake in that type of religion, we have to do the things to have that full experience. So if we are seeing this in other people and that freaks us out, if we fear it, it could be because, like I said, like just that we have some past shit that we need to work through. And to work through that is, for this one, I see that as like it said, for the strands, to like create a fellowship, to get with people, to see how they do it, to maybe break out of our shell and talk to people and see what they are doing. Okay. And like, just for me, like I work to not, right? Because like I can't control anything besides myself. So when this says to help gain control over a situation, like that is not something that I practice. So what I would do, if this was my card, I might like create like a witch's braid, but maybe not to gain control over a situation, but to just help me understand that it takes a village to help me work through these fears that I have, the fears that I have about like certain religions or certain like 12-step programs or whatever, like Hierophant-ish thing that I may be looking at. And to remember that if I just work as a fellowship, if I bring all of these things together, like that is how I can work through it, because then I can realize, oh, I'm not the only one that feels this way. Okay, so for the third one, we have the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So what do I judge in others that I secretly fear in myself? So this is going to be interesting because this is the one that I chose. So the Lovers. So this is also cool because like this card was kind of like based on Adam and Eve. And it's interesting that we have a couple of like, well, I don't want to say like Christian based cards like the Devil and Judgment, the Hierophant, and now like Adam and Eve. But it is interesting. And there's like a lot of major arcana in all of these as well. So that is cool. Okay, so the Lovers is all about like that that passion that we see in other people, like when two people meet and like they immediately hit it off, and they like it is that like hot and bright moment of the relationship, right? But like that is not sustainable, right? Like that speed of like love bombing, of like, this is great, I made a new friend and I want to hang out with him all the time, like that is not sustainable. So that is one way to read this card. Another way is to see that like the like masculine character is looking at the feminine character and the feminine character is looking up. So like another way to read this is like the male, and like we don't, okay, so let me rephrase this so I don't like put genders on this. So the one person is looking at the second person and it could be in lust, right? Because like this person has like the fire, and so that can relate to lust. And he is looking at this person who, the serpent is talking to, right? But she is looking up at divinity. She is looking up at the sun. So what this card could also mean is that this person is in lust with this person, but this person is looking up here and they are realizing that there is something more than just lust. So this is really interesting because of some like sexual trauma shit that I have in my past, and like just the struggles that I have had with that in past relationships and my present one. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so let's go to the next one, the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, so this one is all about let's see. So she is, or he, this person is all about like being in love with the earth. They really enjoy being outside, outdoors, and among all of like the birds and nature. This person may have like they're very down to earth, very grounded. They move deliberately. They take their time. They're not rushing. They may be pretty athletic. This is uncomfortably accurate for me. They're very athletic. They're very in tune with their bodies. They take care of themselves. This is stupid. Okay, so let's go ahead and recap these two. So I would say that like possibly, there may be like what do I judge in others? Like people possibly with like a healthy sex life that I secretly fear in myself, or like fear that like I may never get there, or yeah. And then this one, like for sure, like I just injured myself again working out because apparently my body just doesn't want to work out in that way anymore. And like I could see myself, if I'm not being careful, becoming resentful of people who, like my friends who can still lift weights and they are not like injuring themselves, or because their body is okay with that type of workout. Also like people who enjoy being out in nature. Like I love nature, but that shit, like if I see a fucking bug, like I will lose my fucking mind because I am like borderline bugophobic. Like I don't fucking know. I would be working on that in therapy, but like that is like so fucking small compared to the shit that I have going on right now. Okay, so how can we work through that? All right, so we have the Weaver. All right, so let's look that up. Okay, the Weaver. Okay. Description. A sturdy cauldron releases a mighty vision of fiery flames that weave together to form a 5-pointed star. From each point of that star, tendrils float outward, reminiscent of nerve cells. The Weaver, or Witch Mind, is in charge of consolidating, synthesizing, and communicating the information derived from the rest of the witch anatomy, collecting, organizing, and disseminating threads. It is a cauldron of creativity, a problem solver, a designer, mission control, and a conduit for spirit. The witch mind is the guiding star that illuminates the path before us. Within the threads of the Weaver, we find the primary network of communication between ourselves and the universe. The Weaver reminds you that you are the spirit in control of your body. I hope like all of these resonated with you as much as this stupid one resonates with me. Stupid shadow work. You have all the information you need. Now it's time to make your choices and weave a pattern worthy of you. Just be careful not to spend too much time up in your head. Keywords: self-divine, transmission, command central, gateway. Prescription: remember to check in with the whole body. Take a breath and feel the beating of your heart, the warmth of your belly, the solidness of your bones, the star upon your brow. This is your story to tell. Guide the way with integrity. All right, well, for me, like that definitely means that I need to connect with, like it says, within the threads of the Weaver, we find the primary network of communication between ourselves and the universe. And then the Weaver reminds you that you are the spirit in control of your body. You, you have all the information you need. Now it's time to make your choices and weave a pattern worthy of you. So I feel attacked because these 3 fucking cards work wonderfully with me. So now that I feel like I want to go through my computer, I'm going to say, I hope that this shadow work made you just as cranky as it made me. So now what I would suggest is go journal. Am I going to do that right now? No, I'm not. I might go on a bike ride with my husband because it's a fucking nice day. And I have not worked out all week because I injured myself. And the other day I had Cheetos and peanut butter for breakfast. Judging at others that I feel for myself. Fear in myself. That's my perception of all of these cards and oracle cards. I will take pictures of them and post them. I'm not quite sure if we can do that on Facebook, but if you check out my Instagram page, you will see them on there. So, yeah, this reading can go fuck itself. And I hope you all have a lovely day. And I hope the weather is just as nice wherever you are as it is here. I love you all, and I hope that you can feel your universe with you. Blessed be.